Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wa salatu wa salamu ala Sayyidil Anbiya'i wal Mursaleen, wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'een, amma ba'd. In this time and age where people are reverting to the internet for knowledge, it is crucial that especially our ulama, the scholars, spend time in educating the people and to bring out the content which is approved by the ulama haq. The ulama have a responsibility, they have a duty to guide people Islamically, to guide people according to the Sharia. And this responsibility needs to be fulfilled on all fronts. For example, someone is establishing a madrasa. We should all support this effort. If someone is in the process of establishing a maktab for the children, we should all support this act and be in support of it from all aspects, whether it may be financial, whether it may be social, whether it may be just recommending other parents to send their children to these makatib. So it is at the same time just as important that on the social media, on the social platforms, that the ulama bring out the content which they are teaching or which they are learning from the madaris and the makatib. The average Muslim today is reverting to YouTube and Google and Facebook for Islamic information. They are under the assumption that they don't have access to ulama, or if they do have access to the ulama won't understand them, or they will judge them, or they will not be able to provide them with the correct information. So our scholars need to make sure that they are on the forefronts before these fitnas come to arise. These people will have no choice but to listen to so-called scholars who are not on the manhaj or the maslak of Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah. They are corrupting the aqaid of people. They are corrupting the fiqhi masail of people. They are making things haram which are halal, and they are making things halal which are haram. And because of this, the ummah today is confused. They need people that they can trust. They need people that they can revert to. They need people who will be able to guide them according to their best understanding of the akabirin and the aslaf and the sahaba ikram radiyallahu anhum ajma'een. The question we should all be asking ourselves is, as ulama, what are we doing to help and support? What are we doing to guide the community? What are we doing to make sure that people do not become misguided? What is our contribution to their life, to their salah, to their aqaid, to their masail, to their talaq, to their nikah? Even to the point when it comes to halal food, where are the ulama going wrong? And it is unfortunate that we are not taking the steps necessary, whether it may be a financial issue, whether it may be an issue of insecurity, whether it may be an issue that we are just not confident and comfortable enough to go out onto the camera and speak to the people. This causes confusion, and this causes ulama to take a back step. And those people who are confident in their abilities to misguide people then take a step forward. I urge our ulama, our respected ulama, and our students, number one, is to study the aqaid of Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah. Number two, to link themselves with the correct madhab and the madhahib of the four imams. Learn the usul, learn the furu', learn the ahkam, and number three, guide the ummah to the best of your capabilities in guidance and supervision of a sheikh. If you have an islahi ta'alluq with a sheikh, al-tariqat, someone who can, number one, be in contact with you, number two, has a similar mizaj to you, and number three, who is muttabi'us sunnah. If these three things are found in a person, then it is important that you connect yourselves with him. And then you guide people. Another dilemma that we have in our society today is amongst the females. Who in our communities, in our societies, is working on the masturat, on the khawateen, on the females? We need alimat, we need women scholars who can go out there and educate them. This is our second biggest dilemma that we have. Our women are learning from their grandmothers, their aunties, what they have heard since they were little children, and they are basing Islam on that. Then when they meet some sheikh, then they are confused, and then they are adopting the salah, they are adopting the ahkam, which are mostly related to male, and somehow they're out there doing work like the men are doing. Public speaking, it has become their forte. The public stages, they are now guiding men with ahkam. There are people, women on YouTube who are teaching men the ahkam which are related to men. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forbid, a lot of this is clashing with our ideologies, with our ethics, with our morals, and it is all happening under the name of khidmah of deen. That is number two. And the third thing is that our ulama need to put in some kind of effort to help our reverts. We have, alhamdulillah, a large number of people reverting back to Islam. But when they revert back to Islam, apart from handing them out pamphlets, apart from handing them books, there is no support available there or panel of scholars available there to help them in terms of their understanding their deen. And what happens? They go here and there, and they eventually end up in the wrong hands, and they become, not all, if not a large number, they become misguided when it comes to their aqaid, and it's all happening under the name of da'wah. So without criticizing any specific group, without mentioning any specific name, I would just like to urge our respected ulama, respected tullab, who are in the process of becoming ulama, to help our ummah establish what the job of the ulama was always, to help establish the deen in the lives of people practically. It is written in the books, but practically implemented in society when it comes to tarbiyah, when it comes to sahbah, when it comes to adab, when it comes to teaching them, when it comes to morals, ethics, social things, when it comes to husband and wife issues, when it comes to halal and haram issues, when it comes to issues what is related to our society, our community, our schools, our ideologies, our books, our genders. When it comes to different things, the ulama have to be at the forefront of all of this, facing things head on, and even when it comes to finance. And unfortunately, a lot of our scholars are not giving out the fatwa because, one, either they don't think that they are capable, and the only reason that will happen is if you are not under a sheikh, because your sheikh will then give you all the tools that you need to help you achieve that point. But I strongly recommend that the ulama take this seriously. Think, sit down, make a plan, connect with someone, and see where you can contribute. If you are good at fiqh, then maybe that is your forte. If you are good at public speaking, then maybe that is your forte. If you are good at educating, teaching, then that is your forte. To utilize all the abilities that we have to the best of our knowledge, to the best of our capabilities, under the guidance and supervision of ulama haq, it is a blessing if we are capable of doing so. And here in Australia and many other countries, there are only few ulama that you can count on your fingers who are actually putting the work out there, doing the work, and the rest of us are focused on our career, which isn't a bad thing. We should focus on our career, but at the same time, we need to be utilizing what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has gifted us with, and that is our knowledge. And that knowledge needs to be shared, it needs to be spread, it needs to be conveyed to all the future generations, so that way we may all protect our dunya and we all may protect our akhirah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give me the opportunity and give me the tawfiq to act upon this and to utilize me to the best of my abilities. And I make dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you all the same. Jazakumullahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.